Okay, I'm live apparently. This is exciting. Wow. Okay. Now I'm just waiting for people to show up. um, I kind of did this last minute, so I don't even know if anybody will show up and see this or not. It'd be great if they did. If you're out there, say hello. But I am going to be announcing the Foil Crimson deck winner tonight. Hey, Tony, how you doing? Hi. Thanks for coming to join us. Got a couple people. Wow, this is great. Say hello. This is kind of last minute. I just decided I wanted to do a live stream. I thought it'd be cool to kind of interact with everybody. Starting to get a little bit of steam here on YouTube. Hey, we got wow. Hey guys, we got Roth and Jacob on. So hi guys. Kind of what I wanted to do was I wanted to ask you guys, since we're here live, I want some feedback. I've been, if you notice on my channel, I've been doing a lot of experimentation with format and kind of changing things around every single episode. Try to keep it kind of consistent, tweak little things. But you guys like what I'm doing? Even I'm trying to get it to where the quality is something that is tolerable. I look at some of my older videos and I go, yeah, I made an improvement, but like tutorials, are they clear? Is there different angles? Should I be doing more over the shoulders? That kind of stuff. I want to ask you guys, what do you think? I need that feedback, so I want to make the best stuff that I possibly can. I look like I know what I'm doing, but a lot of the time I'm just faking it till I make it. So I like to know that stuff. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to be choosing the Bicycle Crimson or Foil Crimson winner tonight. And if they don't end up tuning in and finding this or seeing this video, of course, I'm going to reach out to them on YouTube as well and make sure. Oh, thanks. No complaints. I am not sponsored by Wendy's, but that spicy Asiago chicken sandwich I had was delicious. Somebody from Wendy's is watching. Hey, let's let's get together, okay? Okay, as a beginner magician. So Tony, let me ask you this: when did you start your magic journey? I guess I'll call it. When did you start doing this? I'm curious to know. And also, how did you find this channel of all places? I think most people on my channel have probably found me through my collaborations with Brian Brushwood. That's done a lot. Obviously, the collabs have been doing a lot for bringing more people in. But even after they go silent or it's been a little while, God, man, I'm so bald. After it's been quiet for a little while, people are still coming. So they're finding me somehow. So I'm curious. Tony, we got to fix that, man. 2 years ago, yeah. I mean, you got some. I'm sure you got something killer to show. I'd love to. I don't know. I don't know if you're. There it is. Everybody found me through Scam Nation. That's not a bad thing to be known for, though. Brian is a great guy. I've known him for a lot of years, and even before I knew him, a lot of my magician friends here in Dallas knew Brian, and yeah, it was. There's a lot of stories about him. Some I can share, some I can't. But he's a really cool guy. He's exactly what you'd expect he's like in real life, which is cool. I mean, very high energy. So if you don't have it, you know, be ready. He is intense, and he's always like that. There's no off button. Do you have anything else planned with Brian? Thank you. Actually, I think I have like 3 or 4 more episodes lined up to be rolling out over the next couple of weeks and months. I think another one is supposed to go live October 21st. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's the next one. I've been talking with his producer, Bryce. And Bryce and I end up communicating back and forth a lot about the videos, because after Brian shoots them or has them shot, he of course hands it over to his editing team, who's got the luxury of having that. and then they edit the video together and make it make sense and all that kind of stuff. Originally, that was, of course, him, but now that he's the guy that he is, he's able to hire people to help him. And man, am I jealous. I'd love to have that. Here's money, make me look good. But I've been talking to Bryce, and Bryce and I have been going back and forth about the next videos. I always know what's going to happen. What's cool is that Bryce sends me a rough cut of the video the night before it goes live, and then I'm able to watch that and then formulate my response video around whatever they decided to keep in the final cut. So that way, what I'm saying makes sense with what you see in the video. It's a hectic process though, because my videos usually go live Thursdays at noon, and I might be wrapping up and doing finishing touches on my own videos. And then Bryce calls me on Wednesday night and says, hey man, here's the next video. Here's the rough cut. Check it out, whatever. And then I got to shoot a whole other video, shoot it, edit it together, and then do all the tags and everything, and put it out and have it ready for him with a link before the next day. So those are usually very intense nights, because I'm up till midnight, right? Or start at midnight and then end up going to like 2 or 3 in the morning. There's some other questions here. Some other anything else planned with Brian? Okay, yeah. So there's so I have that, and then of course I've actually I've got a standing invitation to go back and spend another week with him or do whatever, and come back as many times as I want, shoot as much as I want. Something I wanted to talk to you guys about, I was actually, if you've seen, especially Tony, since you found me from Scam Nation, you probably know about Diamond Jim Tyler. Diamond Jim is a good friend of mine, and I've known him for, I don't know, longer than I've known my wife, actually. I've known Jim probably about 12 years or something now. And him and I work, sometimes we work gigs together, and we also share work. So like if one of us is booked, we'll call the other guy and say, hey man, got this gig, I can't take it, I'm already booked that night. Do you want it? I'll give you the information, whatever, that back and forth. And he lives not that far from me. I could throw a stone and hit his house. Not literally, but pretty close, within a 30-minute drive. And a heck of a lot closer than Brian, I can tell you that. And I was thinking about having him on the channel, having Diamond Jim on the channel. We were talking about horror stories, being professional magicians, and some of the venues that we've played and some of the things that we've come across performing, the stuff that comes up. And I was like, this would actually be a really good video for my channel, for my subscribers, because they would probably get a lot of value out of hearing what it's like to really be out there in the trenches and the kinds of crazy stuff that happens to us sometimes. I've got a story I've been sitting on for a little while. Happened to me back in late September. I was doing a festival. Crazy things happened, and well, good, Roth. I'm glad to know that, because that's something I would really like to bring to the channel. I'm glad to hear that I'm kind of thinking along your guys' wavelength. That makes me feel good. Okay, so I'm going to switch gears here, because I like this. This is Tony says, my huge fear is messing up while performing. Yes, I used to have that fear too, and then I messed up a lot, and then I found out it's not that big of a deal. It depends on who you're performing for, and if you're being paid to perform and you're just messing up all the time, yeah, maybe that's an issue. But if you're doing it for friends or family, they're usually a lot more forgiving. In fact, that's a really good way to not only get really good practice in, but also to annoy your friends and family. Yeah, the fear of performing is, that's, everybody gets that, or nearly everybody. I found out that I might be a psychopath, or I think that's the right term. I love getting on stage and talking to people. That wasn't always that way. When I was, 12, 13, 14 years old, my mom used to work at a mall called Great Lakes Crossing in Michigan, where I'm from. And she worked at a kiosk for I think it was for Tupperware. And it's a giant mall, huge mall, giant ring. You just walk around the whole thing. It was just ginormous. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Great Lakes Crossing or not, but it's a huge mall. And during the summers, I would beg my mom to take me to go with her to work because she would go into Great Lakes Crossing. And I was like, there are thousands of people walking around, and that's like, I can find people to try to show magic to that aren't my family or my friends, and try to get over that fear. And for me, it was, I would walk around this whole thing. The thing was probably about a mile around, and I would just walk it all day. And I'd be like, well, look, at some point I'm going to get tired. I'm going to have to stop, and then I'm going to have to show something. That was my little challenge I made for myself, was you have to show at least one trick to one random person on each lap. So I got a lot of exercise that summer, and I also was able to kind of go, you know what sounds a lot better than making myself walk around this whole thing, is just stopping in one place and just showing people magic. Remember, there's this guy at Burlington Coat Factory at that mall, and I did a Balducci levitation for him, and it freaked him out. It was really cool. This was right after David Blaine's specials and everything that were still being talked about a lot, his street magic show and all that stuff. So really freaked him out. Not everybody had seen the Balducci yet, and it's cool. Fear with performing, it's something that it's unique to the person. Everybody encounters that in some way, but the sooner you get over it, the sooner you're past it, or at least figure out how to manage it. This isn't supposed to be a Tony Robbins speech or anything, but a lot of people think that life happens to them, and I think it's the other way around. I think that you need to happen to life. You can't control everything that happens in your life, but you can certainly control how you react to it. And once you have a mastery of that, your future feels a lot more certain, and you're much more able to control your path forward. So I'd encourage you to just, figure out your trick that that's your best trick. Just go do it. Just go do it. I don't know how old you are and what your social circles are and that kind of stuff, maybe at work or whatever, but I would really encourage you to do it, because if you let fear control your life, if I let fear control my life, I wouldn't be performing magic for a living. And it's a scary thing to go into business for yourself and go, you know what? I don't have any safety net. I have been working for myself for 10 years. I'm unemployable. If I show a 10-year gap in my employment, I have to make this work now. So now there's a fear to keep me going. So let's see here. What's my method for approaching people? That's a great question. It depends on the situation. It really does. If I'm approaching families and children, which I still do magic for families and children, I don't advertise that I do anymore. I love doing those kinds of programs, and I love working with families and children, making children happy and smile, and of course, that carries over with my son. But it honestly doesn't always pay that well, and there are other more lucrative markets that I try to go into so I can take care of my family with my work. So you can work really, really hard and be working all the time and kind of scrape by as a children and families entertainer, or you can go to the corporate market, which is what I'm mostly in, and things are a lot smoother and a lot easier to have some consistent income coming in. If it's for children and families, I'm just the goofball. I make eye contact with the parents first. You don't talk to kids by themselves ever. Not a good idea. Don't make eye contact with the children and then walk up and then think about the parents. It comes off as creepy. So it may not be your intent, but it's always important to always make eye contact with the parents. Explain exactly who you are and what you're there to do. Say, hey, look, my name's Alan. I am the magician walking around for this festival or whatever, trying to entertain the families that come. So I'd love to show you and your family some magic, if that's okay. and I just do it straight as that. If it's a corporate environment, I've got a lot of little openers and stuff. There's quite a few, actually. One of my favorites, and this is not mine originally. I've stolen this from a mentor of mine, and I hope he doesn't mind that I share it. I know he doesn't watch this channel, but I know it's important to give credit where it's due. What he likes to do, and what I've kind of adopted, was to walk up to a group of people and say, "Hi, my name's Alan." Sorry, my cat sounds like she's about to puke or something. So anyway, you would say, "Hi, my name's Alan. Sorry to interrupt, but it's my job. How am I doing?" And that's a great way to kind of enter that, which I like a lot. It's just like, "Hey, I recognize that you guys were talking and I'm kind of interjecting here, but I'm paid to." So, and it makes a joke out of the whole thing. And that's my friend David Hyra, my friend and mentor. That's usually his approach, and it's a very practiced approach. My friend Diamond Jim, he has a different approach entirely, which would be something along the lines of, "Hey, I was just with that last group and they were great, but I heard you guys are way more fun. Are you?" And then that way it kind of opens that up. And of course, people are like, yeah, we're the most fun. It kind of sets people up to be more open and engaging and stuff, because they want to keep up with the Joneses and be more fun than the last group. Sometimes I'll just do something silly or something. A lot of the time, people know that there's a magician there. At least at the shows that I do, I make sure people know that there's a magician there. I put up signs. They're printed out that say, "Hey, magic provided tonight by AP Magic," which is the name of my company, or whatever. And they'll be like on the doors when people walk in. And it's usually part of my negotiations that I am mentioned somehow or some way. That helps with my marketing and my branding and all that kind of stuff, for people to have seen my logo a bunch and know who I am right off the bat. So I like to have that. If they don't know who I am, sometimes it's just as simple as going, "Hi, my name's Alan. I'm the magician performing tonight, and I'm at the at this event or whatever, and I would love to show you some magic." It's a very honest, open approach, but I think that as long as you are telling people your name, who you are, what you're there to do, they understand that you're part of the entertainment or the part of the event for that night. People are usually pretty receptive. They go, "Oh wow, okay, all right." I don't know if that answers your question, Roth, but I tend to ramble, so I just have so many. I've been doing this 12 years professionally, so I have a lot of thoughts on a lot of different things. So no tux and red cummerbund. I don't know. I'm not sure I understand what you mean, Brian. I can wear a tux in a red cummerbund. I've had them before. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, you know what we need to do? You guys are tuned in. It's 18 minutes and 38 seconds in. You guys are going to listen to me ramble all this time. Let's go ahead and find out who. Hope I'm still live. I got to do this. Oh, no. I'm arguing with Google Chrome right now. So trying to find out how. Stupid Google Chrome. I'm not going to use Google Chrome. I'm going to use Safari. Hey, anybody else get excited about Mac OS Catalina? Am I the only Apple fanboy on the whole thing? I'm curious. I'll get my iPad. You're going to get a close-up of my face and up my nose. All right. I am going to randomly select a lucky winner commenter for this this pack of red crimson foil decks. It's pretty awesome. I know I did a, I know that the deck reviews aren't necessarily my most I mean, that's what I built my channel on originally, was just tons and tons and tons and tons of deck reviews. And I did that because I wanted to do something. They were all brand new and coming out at the time, and I was really excited about them. But I really wanted to have a YouTube channel, and I thought, well, that's a good way to do it. But I was also really afraid of my own thoughts and feelings about tutorials online. And it took me some hard thinks about it as I was deciding to come back. And I talked to Brian Brushwood, and I came to my own thoughts, which are, as long as I do things that are in the public domain, I'm pretty much totally fine. I'm not going to get in trouble with copyright protection or intellectual property, theft. And I'm also kind of above reproach with magicians who are not cool with magic on the internet, because, well, that already exists on the internet, like places like Project Gutenberg and archive.org and places like that. It's already accessible. It's accessible to someone who's searching for it as they would be searching for it on YouTube and then finding me. So I don't even care. Let's go ahead and find my YouTube. So thank you guys for tuning in. This is really cool. I know it was last minute. I just leave up a thing and say, hey, 10 o'clock, I'm going to be on. Super cool that you guys came and showed up. I mean, it means a lot, really. So thank you guys for being here. Let's go ahead and take a peek at my YouTube's accounts, and let's see which commenters we have. Next. Yes, I've got a new video coming out, of course, on Thursday. This Thursday at noon Central Standard Time. That's where I live. Hey, look, who's that guy? It says I'm live right now. I guess I must be. Yeah, no, I don't know where I was going with that. It's been a long day. I was already gigging today and have house chores. My wife is, we're expecting a second child. I don't know if I've told that to you guys yet. Try to keep some of my personal life personal, but got another kiddo on the way. And so my wife works, I work. She is, thank you, Tony. Thank you. This is their second one. We don't know what it's going to be yet. We'll find out in a couple of days. I'm sure I'll mention that in a video when I'll let you know when I know. Yeah, she's tired, so I'm trying to keep my son, entertained and healthy throughout the day, and play with him, and also do my job, which actually requires quite a bit of paperwork. People don't realize that I don't just show up to parties and that's it. There's a whole bunch of accounting and bookkeeping and sending out contracts and invoices and accounts payable and receivable and all these things. Arranging yourself for networking events and all that stuff, and it's a lot of work. So my wife works too, and I'm trying to keep up the house and my son and work and go to gigs and come home, and I'm frazzled by the end of it. So I'm saying I have a new video. Yeah, I have a new video coming up that I think you guys are gonna like. One thing I notice on YouTube is that everybody tends to do these and I'm not knocking them. They've done a phenomenal job. I'm huge fans. You got guys like Xavier Spade or MLT Magic, or those guys. I think it's like 1,000 card tricks, 1,001 card tricks. But like almost everybody just does card magic. And while card magic is certainly really awesome and it's what I'm most highly skilled in, there's a whole lot of other magic out there that I'd like to explore and talk about. So Thursday's video, a little preview. Also, thinking about this too, you can get previews if you follow me on Instagram. You can get previews of what I'm doing there too. I do little extra bits that you don't see on Instagram that I don't do on YouTube, like little teasers, or like if I do a deck review or a product review or something, I've got nice high resolution photos artfully done so that you can see like all the sides of a box and all the back design and everything. But this Thursday's video is going to be a bank night. I'm going to be teaching a bank night presentation. One downer that some of you guys, if you're new to Magic and you don't have this yet, one thing that you're going to need is a thumb tip for this. So if you don't have one of those, you know, I'll have links in my description for you to be able to pick one up. I've got what are considered the best thumb tips that you can get for the money on there and that kind of stuff. So you can pick them up there if you need them. But a solid effect. Let's go ahead and take a look. I'm looking now. I'm pulling it up. I am. This is my YouTube studio thing. It's blown out. But I'm going to be. Thanks, Brian. I hope you enjoy it. I mean, it's something. You know, part of it is guesswork. I mean, I try to be as scientific as I can about what videos I'm going to put out next, and figuring out what's going to be. That you guys are going to like, and that other people are going to come find my channel because I put that up or whatever. And I can do that a little bit. If you look at videos like my deal cards like Richard Turner, you notice that video is like blown up compared to my other ones. I don't count the director's commentaries from Brian Brushwood's channel because those are direct links from Brian's YouTube channel to my channel. So I don't count those, but like traffic that I've driven solely by myself would be things like deal cards like Richard Turner's, because I noticed how many videos were about Richard Turner were referring back to my Gambler's deck review, and I went, oh, I can make a video on that. And I had somebody in that video say, yeah, it's those aren't actually the deals that Richard Turner uses. Yes, he does use some of them, or a modification of some of them, but yes, he does do a second deal. Yes, he does do a bottom deal. Yes, he does. Is it the exact one? I don't know. In some cases, yes. In some cases, no. He does have to prefer his push off with the grip like this, but that wasn't the point I was getting to. I wasn't saying be a carbon copy clone. It was a little sizzle, but it was to go, hey, look, here's some techniques that Richard Turner uses, or ways to accomplish a certain effect that Richard Turner uses. Is it spot on the same way? No, because you know what? People watching my video are probably sighted, and the way that Richard Turner has to perform his card magic is he has to do it completely by feel, and so you don't get the same benefit of beginning to see whenever a stud card is pulled down just the right amount for your hand to go and grab it. He has to do that way because he's legally blind. So no, it's not exactly like that because, well, there are other methods for sighted people that work just fine as, you know, but I think I'm getting my point across. Anyway, let's go ahead and pull up. You guys are waiting long enough. I want to get you to your winner. I know everybody's waiting with bated breath to find out who the winner is. My videos. What the heck is the bank night?
More about them. Stay tuned.
Oh, hey, that's me. That's me. I was talking. Let's find out. Yeah. Okay. Yes, you see this? My eyes are closed. I'm just randomly scrolling up and down, and where my finger lands closest next to, that's who I'm sending them to. Okay. Right there. Oh. You guys have the patience of a saint, I tell you. You know? This man's not qualified to run a YouTube channel. Okay. Okay. Stupid gesture-based thing. You guys can see that it's actually scrolling. Okay, let's turn on rotation lock. That way I'm not screwing that up, okay? So... Totally Tobra for only a Team Artunals didn't bother me a bot. Okay, let's go. Let's go. There's scrolling. A lot of you guys commented. I guess you guys wanted these. I debated whether or not I was going to do I have a Burn Garou. I actually hit right at the top. Lucky you. Burn Garou. He says, I believe I actually have 100% men on my channel, believe it or not, between 18 and 45. That's my demographic. So if you are by chance the one woman watching my channel, my apologies, but I believe this is he, Burn Garu. I love how they give this Dracula fancy nice vibe. Perfect for performing spooky magic this season. Praise to win. Well, Burn, your prayers have been answered. You are the lucky winner of the foil crimsons, and I will make sure to contact you directly if you're not watching, which I don't think you are. And I will be sending those out to you, okay? So congratulations. I am very happy for you. I hope you enjoy them. Thank you also to all of my other contestants who were on there and left a comment and watched the video and are wonderful subscribers of mine. This will not be the last time that I do something like this. I'm trying right now to fall out of my chair. No, right now I'm trying to create some connections with some other companies, some bigger companies like Penguin Magic, Illusionist, Theory 11, companies like that, Vanishing Ink. I'm looking for product sponsorship, not necessarily monetarily sponsored, but looking for companies that might want to work with me on helping to do these promotions or contests or whatever, and filter it out to my my channel. So also doing more reviews on more magic stuff and that kind of thing. And occasionally I'll give one away or give something away. So please, please make sure you're staying tuned, because I have a lot of really cool stuff planned. Hey, while I've got you guys, because we're coming to a close here, this is a 31-minute long video. Geez almighty. Before we could bring this to a close for the evening, and I go off and play Fallout 4 until I pass out on the couch, I want to know, would you guys be interested in doing, like, I was thinking about trying to do like on the street videos, not necessarily on the street, but like taking you guys along with me on the journey whenever I go do a show, like what it looks like from the prep for a show to actually getting in the car and going wherever, dealing with valet, getting to wherever I need to be in the room, setting up, actually performing through the night, and what it looks like, what that whole thing looks like. I'd have to bring somebody along with me to help film. But if that's something you guys are into, it's something I would definitely get some. Okay, yes, that would be awesome. Okay, well then I'll do it. If even one person wants to see it, that's what I'm going to do. I just think it would be cool. You never see that. You always see like people just talking. Like the closest I ever saw is I saw a Chris Ramsey episode one time recently, where he was at a convention or something, or out at and some friend of his pranked him and told the audience not to react to any of his magic. I don't know if you guys saw that one or not, but that's like the only time I've ever seen like a YouTube magician actually performing like at a paid gig. Usually it's just like a setup situation, like whenever on Brian's channel, whenever you have Scam Nation, just called Brian's channel, Scam Nation, you have that, you have boom, you have you know, a set situation where, hey, you guys are going to watch a magic trick and then we'll teach you, and that's kind of like a game show. And then having like an actual paid show where nobody knows what's going on and you're doing that. It was pretty funny. I enjoy that. I love Chris. He's killing it on YouTube too, man. That guy's just a monster. I follow him on Reddit too. I don't know if you guys have followed any of his stuff on Reddit, but he's just so cool. He had this thing about how a magician changes the light bulb, and he had the ladder. Did you guys see that? It was great. He knows what he's doing. He really knows what he's doing. He is another guy that I really like and follow, who does not have a magic channel, but I followed for video production and that kind of stuff, trying to learn stuff from him about video photography or videography and photography, is Peter McKinnon, who was actually, I think, he worked at Illusionist for a number of years, and he's a magician, but he makes a living as a photographer and videographer, and is gangbusters on YouTube. Apparently, he's just killing it. And he's somebody who I have a dream collaboration with. Like, if I could collaborate with anybody right now, it'd be Peter McKinnon. You know, cool guy. Well, gentle sirs, I think it is about time for me to call it an evening. But I want to thank you all for tuning in and coming in, and sticking around for all this time. I've been just me, my bald, shiny head. Look at how bald this is. Just talking to the camera and rambling on. This is why I'm better with video editing, so I can cut out all the ums and uhs and random tangents that my mind goes into. But I really appreciate you guys showing up here today and for being very treasured and valuable and just a wonderful highlight of every day when I get to see a new comment somebody left on a video or something, or to get to have conversations with some of you guys in person or on the phone or wherever it is. It just it's an extremely humbling experience, and I'm coming from a place of service, and hopefully I am doing a good job. So thank you for all the interest in the channel and for coming along with me on this crazy journey. I'm very hopeful that the future will give us more and more crazy stuff to come. I'm really trying to build this up, and I've made $1 from Amazon affiliates. So thank you guys for buying stuff on there too. It really does help out. I know you hear that from every YouTuber. Oh yeah, check out the affiliates. It really goes to help out this channel. It does a lot. I mean, yes, it's 94 cents. That's since I've put up my Amazon affiliates, but I didn't even think I was going to get that, honestly. So when you guys buy stuff from there, I do get a kickback, and it goes directly into funding bigger and better projects on the channel. So I've got a regular job where I can, pay for my living expenses and everything like that. But as far as extra stuff to throw into YouTube, it's a little hard to come up with the dough sometimes. So anything I make is going back into that, at least for a while, unless I become Chris Ramsey, and then whatever. I got what they call bleep you money, right? So not actually bleep you, but give us a heads up for the next live feed. Have a good night. Enjoy the broadcast. You're killing it so far. Thank you. Thank you. I will. I want to try to do at least the broadcast every 2 weeks. I know you guys, a lot of you guys work and go to school and that kind of stuff, so I want to try to be sensitive to that. There's also a lot of time zones that I fall across, so I'll try to keep it at a moderate a time as possible, and I'll give you guys a warning. I'll plan something bigger, and we won't have just this me talking at a camera for 40 minutes. Thank you for all the words of encouragement, and I look forward to seeing you guys on Thursday. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please, engage with me there, and always send me your comments on video ideas. I'd love to hear what you guys want to see. It gives me ideas for content. Otherwise, I got to come up with this stuff myself. It's way better if I know what you want to see, and then I can make it for you. So keep those comments coming along. I love to hear them, and I love to see how we can explore that and share whatever thoughts I have and whatever you want to hear. So thank you guys very much. You have a wonderful evening or morning or wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you Thursday. Cheers.